We are getting moving at 9 o'clock here because Taters has had somewhat of a rough night. When we got in here, I was dead. Like, I just wanted to lay down. I didn't care if I ate or not. I need a pillow or just not. Don't care. She was okay until she went to bed, and then not so much. I keep telling her that ibuprofen smoothies are a thing. But
it was interesting because I've never done 33 miles with a heavy pack before.
Oh.
So it's like the most exertion I think I've done. And I had kind of an interesting response to it where I woke up in the middle of the night and I felt almost like I was sick, like chills, elevated heart rate, diarrhea.
She has dysentery!
But I think it was just my body was just really needing rest.
You have dysentery.
But I'm feeling better now.
Typhoid. It's going to come back, hit like a truck. Here lies Blondie. She died the day before her birthday. As the reviews said, this was actually surprisingly decent considering the neighborhood and how it looked from the outside. We really did not want to hike that last 4 or 5 miles yesterday. We were quite happy with the 28-mile day. It was just our options to potentially get water out of there, trying to hike off trail to houses, things like that were all a big question mark, and we had been screwed over enough where we decided the smart thing was just head into the sure thing. So we were both in rough shape. We woke up at the normal time this morning and managed to delay 4 hours, which isn't something we've done in a while. So we're gonna get through this town. There's a coffee shop, which I badly need at the moment. And then we have a reservoir at the end of the day. So we think we can go again about 26, 28 miles, have a place to stay, have access to water at an RV park near the end of the day. And yeah, we're just hoping to take it a little easier. Don't get me wrong, I am all for getting bonus miles. Really helps, especially after the setback of taking a 0 day. But I'm always worried that I'm going to do what so many people did during the 24-hour challenge BS on the PCT or AT. Do a really, really big day and then set themselves back so much they couldn't hike for potentially days at a time. Heck of a way to be doing Taters' final week, but on the plus side, at least we get to be together during the rough part. I'm hoping to get most of the Great American Desert part done with and be at least relatively close to the mountains by the time she leaves. Because it does get harder for, me to get water if I roam up to a farmhouse looking like I do. Even if I keep my beard trimmed, I tend to get a little more of a wary reaction than if I send her. But hey, we are up, we are walking. If I film Taters from here, you can't see the tears running down her face. Come on, Blondie, mush, mush. I'll get you a ibuprofen frappe at the coffee shop. Just wanted to capture the joy that is Lamar. Having successfully delayed in the hotel room with 3 very small, marginal-sized coffees, we now have additional coffees, and Taters isn't even complaining. She's just whimpering quietly.
I'm okay with a slow start this morning.
Okay, after a slight caffeine delay and a combination coffee shop church. It's okay, we didn't get yelled at for being heathens this time. We are feeling like facing the day a little more. Not a lot, but more than we were pre lots of coffee. Okay, I just told Jen we either have to start walking or we have to check into hospice, and she reluctantly decided to go with the whole walking thing. We basically have a straight shot farm road, south end of 50 today. We were just hoping it is on the slower end and not another one of these narrow, no shoulder, high speed roads like yesterday. Yesterday was one of the less pleasant days we've had recently. But hey, we've had twice as much sleep last night than the night before, I think. And I've had like 7 cups of coffee, so I'm feeling marginally motivated to move forward. And Jen will be back in a few hours. She's still coming to terms with the whole it's morning and she has to exist thing. Jen is actually more concerned about dogs than I am now. I am aggressive, but I'm kind of over it as far as being too freaked out by it. And it's my favorite type of attack. A corgi attack. Back! Hey, no. No, go be cute elsewhere. Well, I was just saying that I would much rather see corgis than pit bulls. This guy seems to have just wanted an excuse to come and pee all along this route to make sure I don't think that I own the side of the road. I keep trying to get him to go back and say hello to Taters, but he has been sticking with me so far for about a mile now. I think I'm guilty of corgi napping at this point. I keep telling him to go home and he just keeps happily going along and peeing on things. Anyway, canine kidnappings aside, it does look like this road is a little more mellow than the one that was giving us so much pain yesterday. We basically have a straight shot until we get to a reservoir. We can fill up water and then we'll actually get to camp on the far side is the plan. With all the state land yesterday, we did have multiple options to camp, much more compared with what we were seeing in Kansas, yada yada. And I was kind of bummed to be going into the hotel. Don't get me wrong, showers and dry sheets are nice and all, but I prefer to spread them out a little more. As of Lamar, I am about 175 miles from the end of the section, which is Canyon City, which my parents are. So I should be seeing them within a week. I don't want to take any extra time off there. I'm not going to take time to visit because there just isn't time. I need to keep on for the Sierra. But I do need to take a day probably because all these videos on my phone take a lot of space and I need to offload them. So that's going to be my plan, take maybe a day. I actually called the name on her tag because I'm concerned. She's now been hiking with me for a couple of miles here. I'm not sure with those little legs. Okay, but now the love pets expert is here. Blondie, your assistance has been desperately required. Her name's Rosie. She's going to pass the process. It's basically hiking along and then peeing on you.
Could this be the first step of Matt becoming a dog person?
Jen has been limping along and had no energy until all of a sudden there's a cute dog and now she's running around and wanting to play. Where was all that energy when I needed you to walk to the damn West Coast? Okay, I have called the owner. They're supposedly coming to pick little old Rosie up over there, but we're wondering why the owner is taking so much time. We're paranoid about losing her in a field or something. Sadly, the parents of Rosie showed up and took her back, which was a relief because I thought Taters was about to adopt a dog there, and we don't have that lifestyle.
Someday that kind of dog.
Oh no, I want a permanent kitten, that's it.
Fine, even you thought she was cute.
Not in a, oh, I want that. More, it's like an Amber Heard sort of thing. I mean, yes, cute, but poops in the bed.
What?
See, Jen doesn't understand pop culture references like that, which are brilliantly done, and I no appreciation. This once again just goes to show that Taters is in a far, far better mood with coffee, and she should be drinking coffee all the time. And with all that excitement done with, it's now time for the main attraction. Walking forward across a nondescript plain for hundreds of miles. Woohoo! And we just had our morning sheriff contact. He just wanted to make sure we knew where we were going and that we knew we were in the middle of bloody nowhere, headed even more remote. And yes, it is actually cold enough out here that Taters came to sit down and had to put her jacket on. It's actually in the 60s.
To be clear, I will take this weather over what we had last week.
I don't know, it's gonna start raining in like 10 minutes. I'm gonna be like, oh, where was my 90-degree weather? It's coming back in a few days. Look, Blondie, trees and a hill. Truly, we are in the magical land of Colorado. I swear, we have had more dogs out of yard in this section of Colorado than we had in all of Kansas, I think. Granted, we had the 20 dogs that mobbed that one guy taken care of before we got there. And Taters for scale. Bye, rapidly aging Taters. Happy early birthday, rapidly aging Taters. She's gonna be 62. Okay, stop laughing. Keep walking down the road. Come on. I think this is more of a hill than I've seen in a long damn time. Okay, and once again, Taters is a little bit back, so hopefully this will cheer her up. It's a birthday turtle! Okay, it is 6 o'clock. Despite finding Miss Taters here, a turtle and a corgi, a very, very friendly corgi. Once the corgi left, all her energy just went away, so we think we're going to probably camp here and be wimps, only having done 19 miles.
Sorry.
I know, it's like 19 miles, a toddler could do 19.
I take full responsibility for a wimpy day here. I've been dragging all day.
Toddler mileage. We did have one hill back there. I mean, look at this. Isn't it horrific? The ground over there is lower than where we are and then higher on the far side. My eyes see it, but I do not understand the concept anymore. We also had a visit while I was sitting there waiting by a Army Corps of Engineers ranger, it looked like. So in other news, there are Army Corps of Engineer rangers apparently. And he gave us Smokey Bear merch. I really want to see those open. Kind of like Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, or whatever that movie is with George Clooney and his bad accent. Are you a man of constant sorrow? I forgot, I'm not talking to you because you didn't appreciate my Amber Heard joke. Oh my god, that is the first ADT emblem that I have seen for a very, very long time. I basically at this point don't remember the me before I hit Kansas. All I remember is Kansas. So this is a state park campground. We're going to try and figure out what's going on here and what it takes to get a site. Jen's been having some stomach stuff, so she would rather be here. I am starting to get campground shakes, Jen. We are hearing people blaring music in their campgrounds. I'm like, get me away from here. So this is the reason I'm so negative on campgrounds. Those guys over there have their radio blaring out of their car so loud we can hear it halfway across the campground. So we decided to splurge for an electrical site, mostly because the basic sites are located a long distance away and we ain't walking all the way over there. The RV campsite was the only thing around. And it seems like we're in an area where stealth camping was going to be hard. We had a dispersed site that we could have got to, but that was going to be another 9 miles or so, and Jen really hasn't been feeling it today, so we'll stay here tonight. We will get going early-ish tomorrow and see what we can do. I was just telling Jen, this feels kind of weird because we have been out in the middle of nowhere for the majority. You know, we hit towns, but then it's farm roads, and we have people stopping by going, you know, you're in the middle of nowhere and you're going deeper into the middle of nowhere. And then we popped around a corner and all of a sudden there's like people with kids frolicking all around. But hey, this will do for a night. I think Jen's happy with pretty much anything as long as she gets to lie down. It's okay, Blondie. It's just a birthday stomach bug. I'll eat all the cake for you. I will make that sacrifice.
This is a fairly busy campground overall, but we were able to find a site back here in the corner of undesirables, far from the lake, far from the restrooms, that no one has booked. So it should be a quiet, peaceful night, allow us to have a nice, thorough recovery so that we're able to do a little stronger day tomorrow. Home sweet home for the night.